So if you're a yoga teacher looking to get more customers, more clients, whether that's in physical location or maybe to an online course or a YouTube channel or something like that, I want to help you understand the key to it all. And it's really understanding your avatar, your ideal customer, and really being able to get to the depths necessary for people to go, that's me, that's what I need, that's what I'm looking for. You may be familiar with this concept, but whether you are or whether you aren't, this video is going to help you. I'm not going to bore you with who I am right now. I'm going to create some other videos around that. But just to say, I've been helping many people start businesses, online businesses mostly, but also I've been helping people with traditional brick and mortar businesses, service-based businesses. So you're a yoga teacher that's looking to get more work, make some more money. And let's say you're trying to appeal to the beginner's market. Let's just say you're trying to do that. I'm not going to get into the whys and why you might be doing that, why you're not. But you're trying to get into the beginner market, and you're saying something like, if you want to try yoga, come to me. I specialize in beginners. It's a very friendly atmosphere. I've been coaching yoga for the last 15 years, whatever it might be. Come along. It's only £15 and yeah, you'll have a great time. Now, obviously, I'm going to simplify this. You're probably doing a slightly better job than that. But my point is that you're trying to attract beginners. And the kind of like the way to attract them is like you're saying, it's friendly, it's pretty cheap at £15. You've been doing it a long time, so you're experienced, and I get all that. And it's not that that doesn't have its place. But if you think about if you're truly trying to attract beginners, so I would ask you, is like, are they even considering yoga? Because I mean, that is a market in itself, but it's obviously a quite heavily tapped market. So let's say you want to attract beginners that aren't even considering starting yoga. How would you speak to them? Because that's a bigger market. More people don't do yoga than do. How I like to approach this is that if you know you're going to this cold audience, they're not considering yoga, how do you reach those people and get them interested in trying yoga and doing it with you? So let's say that you had a message and said, and let's just say we have to target a problem firstly. So I'm going to target a problem, and let's just say it's lower back pain. If you're suffering lower back pain and you've tried all the medications, you don't want to do that, you've been to the physio and they haven't been able to fix you, have you ever thought of trying yoga? Now, straight away, you've targeted a problem, some ways they may have tried to solve that problem that haven't worked. And then now you're saying, have you thought of trying yoga? So you're capturing people that haven't thought about it and maybe some that have, and whether it would work for them. And so you've got to this point of like, have you thought about trying yoga? And let's just say they go, no. And they go, you may not have thought about it because you think you have to be flexible. You think you have to be this kind of a bit of a certain type of person to be doing yoga. It's a little bit woo-woo maybe. But it's actually, there's some great exercises in yoga that really alleviate the pain in lower backs. And you would understand some about this problem. This is just an example. As you flex your spine, when you wake up in the morning, you probably find that that's when it's the worst. Your lower back pain is the worst. But as you get up and move about, it kind of gets a little bit easier throughout the day. That's because your spine has moved about and it's decompressed where the discs are bulging. And so there's certain moves in yoga that really help this. And you can do this by yourself, just 10 minutes in the morning, really, really helps. And you would get into perhaps the exercises that they might want to do. Especially if this is an online thing, you've got a YouTube channel, you might point to a specific lesson you've got on a cat and cow, how to do it specifically to alleviate back pain. Let's say that you're you've got a studio and you're trying to pull people in to a studio. It's like there's some you can do this at home, but the risk is when you're doing it at home that you don't quite do these exercises correctly. And so I recommend that you come along to my Wednesday night class, and it's beginner friendly. Often people turn up, they don't really know what to wear, they don't know whether they need a mat, they have no idea, and that's perfectly fine. I've got a list of what the minimum things are to bring. Don't worry if you don't have any of them. We've got some equipment that you can borrow for the evening. And so already you're really starting to talk to a beginner that's got a problem that they're interested in solving, their back pain. They've never considered yoga before, and you're starting to make them feel more comfortable that they can turn up to this. They're not going to be amongst other people that are experts, that are, folding themselves in half. They're going to turn up and they're going to be like, right, I'm here to solve the back pain. You're going to help them solve it with some specific moves for lower back pain. Now, how would you do this in like the physical context? Like, would you get enough people and all this kind of stuff? Well, this is where you actually have to test your market, right? You have to be able to test this type of messaging to see whether you get the uptake. And this is where I think a lot of people starting any kinds of businesses fall over. Like, there's me coming along with these kind of ideas, and you're like, great, how does that actually implement? If I start putting aside a Wednesday evening class specifically for people with beginners with back pain, I might not have anyone turn up, and that's real. But this is why you have to test this stuff, and this is why you might need different modalities to be able to grow your business. You have an online presence, which is great for testing because you just have a static thing. How many people are watching this video? Is it worth me doing this thing in a location, physical location? But you have to be able to test these ideas, and I think the sad thing is that I believe people want to do this, they want to grow their businesses, but there's just too much risk and the rewards unknown, so they stick to the safe thing, which is, I'm a yoga instructor, I'm the cheapest, I'm the most local, I'm the most friendliest, but you're never going to be able to charge probably what you're worth with that kind of approach. And so there's always this risk that you're going to put yourself out there, maybe not get the results you want, and you don't go anywhere. So ultimately, we need to know how to market our business effectively to grow it. And unless you are au fait with how to do that, like, you're never going to change. So anyway, what I suggest people do is learn how to kind of niche down within their niche by targeting specific problems and testing those ideas. And I get that you probably don't know how to do that, which is why we've got to put the time and effort into learning it. So in the description below, I'm going to have a link to what's called LaunchPad 3.0. And this is like an all-in-one solution for people trying to grow their businesses. Small businesses are often independent businesses based around something that they're actually enjoy doing, that they consider themselves an expert at. And they want to grow. They don't want to stay small. They actually want to expand. And this platform's really going to be the place to do it. Now, it's almost launched. It's in the beta phases right now. It's where I coach and mentor people to start their own online businesses. It's a whole community full of other experts kind of growing their business. But it's not quite ready yet. And so, but if you enter your name and email address below, so click the link in the description, getting the wait list to get the early access to LaunchPad 3.0, sign up, because what you'll also get is free access to my newsletter called the Modern Expert newsletter. And that's going to be marketing strategy, marketing tips for businesses like yours. It's usually £7 a month, but you'll get access to it for free if you sign up for this waitlist for LaunchPad 3.0. And yeah, I'll be dishing out some helpful strategies, tips, insights to grow your business. Yeah, that's about it really. So click that link below in the box. I try to keep these things pretty raw, pretty real. I'm kind of thinking on the fly. I've not got any script about this. Just start with a problem and try and talk specific people through how they can solve that problem. So sign up, click the link in the description, sign up. It's completely free to sign up, obviously, for the waitlist. You'll get access to the newsletter, which is normally £7 a month, to help you grow your business. And yeah, we can stay in touch. You can respond, maybe let me know what business or how you're trying to grow your yoga business in this example, although I'm sure I may have attracted other people without a yoga business. Pop your questions in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer it. May even do a video on it. And yeah, that's it for now. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.